Hey guys, John here. You're watching Hard Luck Garage, and you and me need to play catch up on this car that's sitting behind me. This is my 1941 Chevrolet Business Coupe. There's videos from the day I took delivery of this thing. I bought it sight unseen. I had a buddy bring it up from Kentucky for me. You can click on the box right up here. I'll also put a link in the description to those videos so you guys can catch up to where we are now. But there's a gap between the last video and this video. Since you guys saw this thing last, I got bumpers hung on it, I got side trim. I built a seat bracket because the one that I had two rights and no lefts. And apparently they're side specific, so it involved me, a piece of wood, and some random pieces of scrap metal and a little power saw. I got a little seat bracket made so this thing sits solid in there. I was on eBay, you know, browsing. Picked up this old school, like 50s, 40s style, like vacuum cleaner looking exhaust tip. So I got that on there. I think the last time this thing was on here, we got the suspension lowered, cut a coil and a half off the front, and put 3-inch blocks in the rear. We got this thing sitting right. I think it's got a good stance for like an early 50s mild custom look with the white walls, 49, 50 olds, sombrero caps. At one point, I got this thing running and I just had to get it outside and look at it and do a little walk around. I had it just idling in the driveway. Thought it looked pretty good the way it sits. Really kind of happy with how it's like coming together from what it was. I kind of missed my goal. The year's not over yet, but I wanted to get this thing driving down the road this year. We're like mid-December 2024, so who knows if that'll happen or not, but I got the winner now. So a couple weeks ago, I was really sick. I didn't have much of a voice, but I could get out and about, so I came out to the barn, got the wood stove fired up. I had a huge mess in here from all of this project. I just kept shoving tools, you know, shoving them to the back of the bench until there was no more room. So got that all cleaned up. I needed to get cracking on this thing, so I decided to start with an easy project. So I got out here, cleared my desk off, pulled the carb off this thing, disconnected the linkages, the lines, things like that. Everything came apart pretty good, so pop that off. It's a Zenith carb, a 28 or a 228, depending on where you look and how you look at it. But I guess they were common on the truck side of Chevrolet more than the car side. So some people say they run better. That had yet to be seen. This one needed a rebuild. The accelerator pump was not pumping at all. So pulled it off, got it on the bench, cleaned it up, gave it a spray and a toothbrush brush down, and I started pulling it apart. The top of the body came off nice, and when it came time to separate the main carb body from the throttle body, it put up a fight, and what ended up happening was the metal crumbled and it did not survive. Unfortunately, I bought a rebuild kit and I have a carb that I can't rebuild. Fortunately, this car came with a second carb, Carter W1, and this seems like a nice old school simple one barrel carb. People say they run good. I'm gonna be a guy who finds out. So I have this carb. The top of the body is cracked on it, and this houses the choke and the venturi all in one piece, and one of the ears is cracked where it mounts to the body. So I pulled that carb apart. It looked decent, rebuildable inside. Like at that point, I'm ordering parts. I gotta wait. So went on eBay, ordered up the cheapest Carter W1 core I could find. I ended up spending like 30 bucks. Really only needed that top piece. This way I had parts in case I needed to take two and make one good one. I have things I can pick and choose from. This is the original style 216 stove bolt engine in this car. I don't know if it's the original engine, but there's nothing that leads me to think it wouldn't be. But I had to make sure that carder would fit on there because the 216 has a smaller bolt spread on the carb studs than like the 235. Checked it, it fits, it should bolt on, all the linkages and stuff look like they'll line up. The fuel line looks like it'll go into the spot where the line goes in. This morning, I knew my parts were gonna be out for delivery today, so I popped out here. I bought a Core Carter W1 carb. It's supposed to be out for delivery today, and so is my rebuild kit, so I'm gonna try to get that thing dipped in here and let her soak, and maybe we'll get that carb put together tonight. We'll see. Dunked the main body of the carb in that juice. I'm just rolling fast and loose with no tripod here, so enjoy the show. Just try to get this done in here real quick. See what this smells like. Ooh. Gross. Here comes this little basket. I'm just gonna drop the whole thing in. Let it eat. There we go. Well, believe it or not, it's in there. Get you guys in a while, hopefully. If not, it'll just soak longer. Let it cook all day. I got a box I haven't even opened yet and a bag I haven't even opened yet. The box has my carb in it. The bag has my rebuild kit in it. And oh my goodness, the rebuild kits for a simple carburetor was so expensive, but whatever. Gotta do it, right? So that's where we are now. I'm gonna see if I can make two carbs into one decent carb, bolt it on this thing, and see if we can make some noise tonight. We'll see. Oh hey, you guys see this hat? You can buy this hat. I designed it. It's for sale. I've got other stuff for sale on the hardware store. That's what I'm calling the merch shop for this channel. This whole Hard Luck Garage brand thing that I'm doing. We're gonna do projects like this. I'm doing videos of like car shows. I'm trying to document some local cars and their builders and their owners and people that are excited about what they're doing in the traditional rod and custom scene. So if you guys are into that, please support me. It just makes it a lot easier when there's money coming in instead of just flying out of my pockets. I'm not making like getting rich quick on these hats and stuff, but if you want to support this channel, what I'm doing, stop by the hardware store. The link is down in the description. I would really appreciate it. Thanks. Time to see what kind of junk we bought. This little bag should be a rebuild kit, and it looks like it. Here's my little Carter W1 rebuild kit. And we'll see about this fragile Carter W1. Hopefully it has the parts that I need. If not, this video is gonna be short. This has all the plastic. Oh yeah. Okay. So far, it's got the right shape. And there we have a Carter W1. Should be similar to what I have. And it probably is going to be a parts deal because some of the linkages are missing. But all I really need is this part right here. So I'm going to pop that off. It looks a little bit different. Oh no. It's very different. Well, pays to look, I guess, before you leap. But this top piece only has 2 bolts, where the carb that I have has a 3-bolt top horn. So that's a little bit, you know, a little bit of a bummer. Well then, I'm gonna have to get something else going. There was an NOS piece on eBay for about 50 bucks. I think I'm just gonna have to bite that bullet too. So it's getting to be an expensive tasting bullet. While I'm out here, I'm gonna pull that carb out of the juice, try and clean it up as best I can, and grab the pieces out of here and see if I can rebuild what I got and make this a sort of productive little night. And we'll see where this thing goes. Well, after that debacle, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go cry at my computer while I buy that $50 air horn on eBay. And when this doesn't work at all, I'm gonna buy one of those replacement carbs and bolt it on and have a nice day. That's gonna do it for this time on Hard Luck Garage. I'm John. Please check out the hardware store linked below. Check out the videos leading up to this point in the build. Check out some of my other videos. I've got car shows. I've got a video on a 27 Model T Roadster that was meant to be yard art. Check that out. There's lots of good stuff here, lots of good stuff coming down the line. I'm gonna keep working on this car and a couple other cars I got around. Yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time.